Tonight at 6, a deadly police chase, an innocent driver killed and a child seriously hurt in Maryland. The latest from Prince George's County after a sudden tragedy. Missing teenager found. The search after a school scare that canceled classes in Virginia, ending in New Jersey. What we know tonight. Cherry blossom craze as blossoms near peak bloom. The festivities launch. We're live where the annual events are kicking off.
And it's been a very blustery day today, but will that end? And when will we see the return of some clearer skies? We'll talk about that and temperature for your Sunday morning, all coming up.
Plus spring savings, keeping cash while cleaning. We're stretching your dollar to avoid having to pay up to get rid of pests.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good Saturday evening. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 6 o'clock. I'm Ben Dennis. We begin tonight in Prince George's County. Tragedy overnight. An innocent driver killed and a child seriously hurt during a police chase. Prince George's County authorities say a law enforcement partner of theirs tried to pull a driver over, but that driver took off, then crashing into an unrelated car at Bellhaven Drive and Martin Luther King Jr. Highway. This is in Landover, happened around 7:30. The driver was killed. A child inside that car seriously hurt, though expected to be okay. The driver, who ran from police, is listed in critical condition. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. Separately in PG County, an off-duty officer is suspended tonight after being charged with driving while impaired. We're told this happened at 2:15 this morning in Laurel. City police found Officer Simeon Daramola on 4th Street in his police cruiser, though off-duty. He's been with the force since 2023 and is assigned to the Patrol Bureau. Again, now suspended and given several DWI-related citations. New to the district, 15 alleged gang members were arrested by Border Patrol officials as the White House ramps up mass deportations. Multiple agencies have worked together to conduct an operation in the district that targets suspected gang members involved in crime. 14 people here are allegedly tied to the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua. One other person reportedly connected to MS-13. No word on where exactly those arrests happened in the city or specific charges that may have been filed. Turning to some good news from the Vatican. Pope Francis is set to be released from the hospital tomorrow. The Pope has been battling what doctors said was a life-threatening case of pneumonia for the past month. They say he no longer needs a ventilation mask. And despite the improvement, we are told the Pope will need at least 2 months of rest and rehab while recovering at the Vatican. Well, as DC turns pink and the buds are blooming. Yeah, we've recreated it here in the studio. The annual National Cherry Blossom Festival is officially underway. We're going to take you live inside the Warner Theater, where the opening ceremony is taking place as we speak. Now, the event is described as an artistic 3,000 trees from Japan to the U.S., an annual tribute to the long-standing friendship between our countries. And what makes this performance special features Japanese artists who have never performed at the festival. Our Dave Laval is manning the camera right there behind the scenes, and he's going to share more as that festival kicks off coming up at 9 o'clock right here and 10 on the CW. Well, 'tis the season for the allergies to act up too, Scott. I know we'll be grabbing the Claritin and the Zyrtec, you name it, with those blossoms blooming.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you were with me during the week, I have been under the gun, needless to say. But all right, we'll get through this and we'll power through the newscast as we normally do. 66 degrees under partly cloudy skies outside. That's our current temperatures as we look at the National Cathedral in the background. A pretty nice looking video of a live shot, from our rooftop camera across the area. So with that being said, we're going to step over here and actually see what's going on with our computer system because we're having a little technical difficulty, but we'll get that working as we go throughout the time frame here. And we do have some temperatures that will be coming up. We'll see those temperatures drop quite a bit. How about plenty your evening? There we go, 59, 56, and 53 from 7 to 8 to 9 p.m. And as far as the weather headlines, well, we'll be looking at clear and chilly conditions here and breezy conditions overnight tonight. Late showers on Sunday. Monday morning's commute may be a little wet for some of you, and some spotty showers on Tuesday evening. We'll break it down as usual with the full 7-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes from now.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Scott. Continuing coverage, one Virginia school community is breathing a sigh of relief tonight after a missing teen, authorities said, trespassed inside a Fredericksburg High School was found in New Jersey yesterday. The 16-year-old from Alexandria was reported missing Monday, then spotted at James Monroe High School Wednesday in Fredericksburg. A resource officer there reportedly said the teen was acting suspiciously, and when he tried to talk to him, the teen ran off. The school leaders say they then got information that prompted them to shut down all 5 Fredericksburg schools for safety reasons yesterday. And while police search for the teen, neighbors look for more details about exactly what was going on.
Bolted my front door, and I never feel like I have to do that.
First, I was worried because I have grandchildren, but I didn't know anything.
Police also believe the teen may have stolen a car from Stafford County Thursday night before leaving the area, apprehended in New Jersey yesterday. All right, we are learning more about the man arrested for barricading himself outside the CIA headquarters midweek. Court documents show Robert Schofield may have been experiencing a mental health crisis on Wednesday. He was seen on surveillance video, we're told, firing a gun several times outside of the CIA building. He then reportedly pointed the gun at himself outside the main gate. He did not fire. Officers spent hours talking to him until finally he surrendered peacefully. In January, we're told he was charged for being a felon in possession of a weapon in Oregon. Schofield now faces additional charges. Turning now, 1 year after the Key Bridge collapse in Baltimore, federal investigators are pinning part of the blame on Maryland's Transportation Authority. The NTSB says that the tragedy could have been prevented if state leaders conducted a recommended vulnerability assessment on the bridge. They were instructed to do so back in 2009. Investigators say Maryland would have found the Key Bridge was at a far greater risk of collapsing and could have proactively worked to make it safer.
They ran the calculation on the Francis Scott Key Bridge. The MDTA would have been aware that the bridge was almost 30 times greater than the risk threshold AASHTO sets for critical essential bridges.
The NTSB also said dozens of bridges across the country need to be inspected for safety, including the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. Now to our continuing coverage after a Georgetown University researcher was arrested by ICE agents. A judge has now stopped the deportation order for them. DC News Now's Max Marcilla spoke with the Virginia ACLU, who is calling the government's actions unconstitutional.
The entire situation was incredibly alarming.
The Virginia ACLU is sharing its concern as one of their clients, a Georgetown University researcher, remains in an immigration detention facility. Badr Khan Suri, detained by Homeland Security agents on Monday outside of his Arlington home. His attorneys writing it was based on his family connections and constitutionally protected free speech.
It should be completely outrageous and disturbing to anybody in this country that, anyone based on their speech can be basically whisked away at night.
Suri is a citizen of India but came to the U.S. in 2022 on a J-1 visa. He's married to an American-born Palestinian, both of whom have been vocal about their support of Palestine. Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin accuses Suri of having close connections to a senior advisor to Hamas. Suri's attorneys say his wife's father is a former political advisor to the Prime Minister of Gaza.
The idea that Dr. Suri is being punished because of somebody that he's related to his wife is pretty tenuous and very concerning.
The university tells DC News Now in a statement it's not aware of Suri engaging in any illegal activity, saying, "We support our community members' rights to free and open inquiry, deliberation, and debate, even if the underlying ideas may be difficult, controversial, or objectionable." In a court filing from Thursday, Suri's wife writes, "I feel completely unsafe and can't stop looking at the door, terrified that someone else will come and take me and the children away as well."
Marcilla reporting. Suri's attorneys are trying to bring him back to Virginia to be closer to his wife, 3 children, and legal team. Meantime, at community colleges across Virginia, work is being done to end DEI programs. The change follows the Trump administration's order targeting diversity, equity, and inclusion in schools. The state board that oversees Virginia's community colleges also voted to get rid of its advisory council on DEI. The decision has state lawmakers divided along party lines.
Everyone deserves an opportunity, and that's what DEI seeks to do, give everyone an opportunity.
At the end of the day, what America is about and should be about is that we judge people based on their merit, the content of their character, and not on their immutable characteristics.
The State Community College Board also agreed to changes to the system's HR policy meant to increase diversity. Our recently fired federal workers continue to get some help from our community. The Northern Virginia Community College has created a new scholarship program to help them find new jobs and careers. They're ready to help 1,000 unemployed former federal workers to enroll in one of 14 free courses. They include classes in IT, human resources, as well as online resources for resume writing.
Change is difficult for everyone, especially when it was unexpected. So I think this gives them a little control, helping them figure out what's next. We're going to be working with business partners as well over the coming weeks to help them get their HR folks in to maybe meet one-on-one with folks and give them some tips on how they can really put their best foot forward to get these jobs.
There are some eligibility requirements. You must live in Northern Virginia and were let go after January 24th. There's an online application. You can find the details on our website, dcnewsnow.com. And in Maryland, Montgomery College is holding a life sciences job fair in Germantown. It's for federal research and associate scientists who were laid off. The event is March 31st from 9 a.m. until 1:30 in the afternoon.